Welcome to the weekly channeled angel message. This week, Archangel Azrael wanted to come through and share the message with all of us. Azrael is known as the angel of death, and he can help us with grief and loss, but also transitions. So if we, like a new job or relationship, whether it's a breakup or we're moving, can also help us to, when we're transitioning from an old version of ourselves and growing into a new version of ourselves. So really about death in a lot of different ways, like death of an old self, death of someone transitioning and going back into the spirit realm. So death and transition is what he's known for. So we'll see what the message is that he wants to share with all of us this week. So here we go. He's just showing me the symbol for him, which just looks like the Grim Reaper, and saying that we can look at him, but also death and transition as like so much darker than it really needs to be. Because he's reminding us that like death is followed by a rebirth, right? The cycle of life is constant. There's never an ending point. It's always then something new begins, right? Like he's showing me as we go through the seasons, summer into fall into winter, things die and fall away, but then spring comes and birth and renewal, and then we go round and round again. He's also reminding us that like death and birth is also like a human or abstract concept. It's the way we view like when people die or pass away. It's a very human construct, because the idea is like we were never really born. We became human, or we were born into this life, but like we existed before as a soul and as a spirit. So we existed before this life and we will exist afterwards. So it's not like death is the end point. Death is always one end, but then a new beginning. And so that's like the main point he wants us to remember, that if you're going through some type of loss or death, whether literal death or loss or more symbolic or metaphorical or inner like shadow work or growth, whatever it is, there's always a birth, a rebirth, a new beginning. And that sometimes we can get stuck in the death and the grief process, and we struggle to go into what comes next because we're struggling to maybe let go of what we've lost. Moving into the next chapter means almost like leaving whatever we lost behind, whether it's a person or a home or a job or a relationship or a way of being. It's hard to move into the next phase because it means we have to let go of that, and we have such attachment to that. But there's ways to still bring and honor what we've left behind or lost into this new version or new part of our life. We can still honor that in some way. So if you're struggling with that transition, think, is there like some type of ceremony or symbolic way that you want to honor what you have lost, what you're leaving behind, what you're letting go of, so that you can still carry that in some way, whatever parts of it you want to carry into the next chapter of your life. So even if it's like you're going through a breakup or a divorce or some type of relationship ending, and it's a good thing and you don't want to bring anything with, are there lessons though that you've learned? Are there parts of yourself that you learned things or you grew because of that relationship? It's not always all bad. There might be things that you're like, I really learned that it was really important to leave harmful relationships or set boundaries or stand up for myself, and I want to bring that into the next phase, right? So there's ways to still honor that stuff, even if it feels like it's all bad. But if there's all these good things and you're really having a hard time letting go, how do you honor that person, loss, whatever that is, into this next chapter of your life? And then what is there to look forward to? And that might be something that might be hard in certain situations. We might have to really sit and honor what we've lost before we're ready to look forward. But at some point, there'll be time to move forward. If you're struggling with this, Azrael is reminding me to remind you that you can always call on him if you need help in this process.